drive himself. Pretty wild, huh? It had already been an action-packed day, and the event hadn't even started. I was having trouble finding the words to describe what it was like to be able to rub shoulders with some of these world-class athletes. These are the best sailors in the world. Like they do this, and they go do America's Cup, and they're like the cream of the crop. And a few of them came up and like you knew who I was. Me. It is pretty tough. Like I don't know this to be recognized by a professional sailing, but it's just yeah, very surreal. These things happen. It's Christchurch, baby. This is amazing. So cool to be here. The last time we did something this cool was the WSL in Tahiti, where we met Kelly Slade and all that. Those were my surfing heroes. Now I'm seeing these sailing heroes. It's yeah, we are so fortunate. Always have to pinch ourselves in this life. Let's get cracking. We'll welcome our drivers now. The man who is carrying the weight of a nation. The next morning, we were invited to the SailGP press conference, where we got to see all the skippers get interviewed before practice day here at the event. You talked about that once before. I mean, this is set to be the biggest ever ticketed sailing event in the world. Like this, what does that mean to have that sort of crowd behind you?
We're always going for the win. Always going for the hat trick himself, but yeah, it's going to be an absolutely awesome weekend. If you look at the forecast, it's looking to be a little step up from Greece was from last year from that same direction. I'm sure the fog will burn off soon. You know, the other skippers here are making it look pretty cold, but I think that's just this early morning stuff.
That was pretty wild. He's been invited to the press conference for the Southeast. So all 10 captains were up there. It's making this event so much more exciting hearing from the captains on how they feel and the competitiveness between them. But they're all sitting up there like proper gentlemen, you know, no one's really you compare that to like a boxing or a UFC press conference where they're yelling and screaming and wanting to fight each other. These guys are just proper gentlemen. I think it's a gentleman's sport. Yes. And it's just so cool to be a part of this.
As Kashka, and my role is basically I'm the head of media and code operations, which means basically looking after the infrastructure, media services, the accreditation, the media center, media relations class, and then also the photo side, which is basically every single image that you see coming out of social media. We have a team of very talented soldiers. They're on the water in the helicopter, attached to rope from home, strapped in and flying around trying to get the most exciting shots and actions. They go out from being taken to be communicated to the media in a couple of instances.
Yeah.
So we have a whole, editorial team that's working in London at the moment, living and breathing coffee.
So it's cracking day. They're starting to put the boats and they come down sort of behind the whole event here. And the crane with the wing on and everything picks it up, plonks it into the water. And they're going to be racing soon. We've just got permission from SailGP to go out on a press boat. So we're going to be filming just for 15 minutes, right up close and personal with these boats while they train. Okay, we just got told of having our life jackets on. Let me tell you what. These are our life jackets. I've been my life for 6 years. More. And we've still got the original charter life jackets that I bought with. We don't really want to be cruising around in the dinghy in front of all these badass sailors wearing these. And luckily, Mustang and Ford have just sent us 8 brand new inflatable life jackets. They've arrived just in time so that we can chuck those things in the bin. But here they are, so exciting. You buy these from Landfall, but they've done special Parlay revival ones for it. Why don't you keep us warm around here? What do you think?
Yeah, we're pretty high up in the safety side, so I guess yeah, we should.
But I'm having some nice hot soup at the moment. Okay, and they also sent 2 of these bad boys. This isn't a paid promotion, by the way. For the dogs. Okay, we're going to demonstrate on Rover over here. We,
Do your best dog.
Stay. So, dogs are in a tough honor, as you know. We miss them dearly, but they are a loving family who send us video and photo updates every day, and they're doing just fine. They're probably happier up there than in this freezing cold Christchurch weather. Here we have Rover. And just simply goes around the back here. Part goes around the neck. Nice and tight. Then we've got the body one here. You can stop making your stomach go out. Suck it in. Oh, look at that. This actually sounds pretty interesting, right? Okay, so if you got a chance to do like that. Thanks, Mark, and thank you, Nick, for sending those. The game changer for us. These are going to go in the bin.
Are you living in the book?
They're good. They're so cool that we're walking around CLDP with the life jackets on. Just in case you trip up, land in a face down in a puddle, you'll never be too safe. You know, that's our motto, safety first. Here we go. We're going out on the race course now. So we were invited out onto the press boat where one of the Sail GP photographers tries to get the best shots of the day, which then immediately gets sent to headquarters UK and ready to be edited and used for press within minutes, as mentioned by Dasher earlier. Pretty incredible, right? We've got Chloe there making some photos of Sail GP. She's got priorities, but just try and keep out of the middle.
We would get ahead of everybody towards us and then they're away as they go down that way. So we'd be shooting left.
Yeah, perfect. Finish line, so they come flying straight towards the grandstand and look, the line is literally in front of the grandstand. So the practice day races are exactly that, a race. This is the one chance the athletes get to sharpen their skills before the big races the next day. Then, as I mentioned, they don't even get to go on the boats again until practice day at the next event. So you can imagine how important this day is for everyone.
If I go, more unstable layout, there's less oil in the water.
Yeah.
And there's more risk of the oil coming out of the water. If the oil or the rudder comes out of the water, you'll see the boat bow down. We will see it.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. One thing that is absolutely astounding when you're up close to these boats is the noise they make as they fly past. They literally sound like jumbo jets taking off, which I was told is the sound of tiny air bubbles cavitating and popping to the hydrofoil that screams through the water. Videos never do this justice. You'll just have to make your way to the nearest event to experience this for yourself. I'll get this experience. Let's see. This is unbelievable. You got the old donkey to
No, it's all pretty mind blowing. I mean, you've got boats out here doing 100 kilometres an hour. Very, very few motorboats in the world keep up with them. Right. It's complex. And you'll see how close they race as well.
Have you ever been in the way?
Yeah. I've never been here.
You've had some close calls, though?
Yeah, we have some, I mean, twitchy bomb moments, sure. So obviously, we want to get as close as possible, and there's a compromise between what the photographer wants and what we can do. We're the only boat on the race course pretty much go where they want.
Then all of a sudden, the photographer wanted to get a shot of everyone going around the top mile, so we sped across the entire course. We were going full throttle, and the F-50s were still tacking upwind faster than we were motoring. They just chatting so calm to each other. This is happening.
And everyone out here is good. It's a bit like Formula One, you know. They are all very, very good sailors. They're all very, very good drivers.
Yeah.
Some of them are just marginally, tiny games that just need to get along. Australia, same team they start to get, same people. So I think it's going to get better and better and better.
Well, time to get
Play for
great.
I honestly think that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. As a sailor, as a captain, and as an engineer, this is just a marvel to me. The fact that that is happening and we're getting so close and they're going so fast and they're so high out of the water, it is exhilarating. My heart was in my throat the whole time just watching it. And it was practice day. Oh yeah, I know how worked up I'm going to get this weekend. 2 days of racing. Right here, Steve Burley, hopefully he brings home the bacon. So wild, it's practice day, but they were flying. Wonder how much they're pushing their boat today.
The sound the foils make in the water is something I will never forget. It gives me chills. It just gives me chills. It's like an airplane taking off. Wild, wild, wild. I'm so stoked.
It's just going to be people everywhere here tomorrow. It's sold out tomorrow. This is the biggest crowd in any sailing event ever in the history of the world. Is right here in Christchurch, right now. We even got to take a look inside the coach's booth. All the teams were sitting side by side watching their boats race around the tracks. There was no secrecy. There wasn't anyone yelling or screaming. Everyone was just calmly and openly observing and talking to their teams. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before. The practice races came to an end, and all the teams slowly came back to the hangars carrying their own sail.
Yeah, do they?
Yeah, great today. It surprised me how much the athletes actually do for themselves rather than having a team to do everything for them.
Oh, we still hang out all right.
I think this is super cool and keeps everyone grounded and humble. Okay, it's race day 1. So excited. We're going to take 22 patrons out on the boat with us today. So it's been absolutely chaotic trying to organize this. We're the boats in, obviously. It's crazy. Just spraying the wing on. We pick the whole thing up by the wing. We can jump in the water. Oh my God. When was that?
In September.
So it doesn't always go full speed out there. Then the have this snapping up in Century Road. This Dave Goldberg, iconic position. He's going to be playing tonight. We've got Team New Zealand Black Foils having their briefing. So we're all in a circle discussing the game plan for today. You got to get today. Yeah, we've got to get. Where do you look at? We got a bit of incident in Spanish, so it's a bit of poor starboard, so just in the rear and the wrong. Luckily, no one was hurt on that first thing. When we kind of come together, see, back down here, cost of the port, we I guess it's like a part of the sandwich with aluminium foil and so on. Aluminium foil and so on, just repaired it last night. It's still starting, it's quite stupid. Yeah, and it's this one here is basically the joint protecting that to the hull, so it's luckily it was unscathed and normal. So if they're saying that's going to compromise the quite strong resistance, it's in soft spot. All they do is they'll grind back all the carbon and then they'll match the layers that you can see with new carbon. It's like still like stagger out. Right, again, we put some drama. So GBL might be happy to have points removed, but yeah, just saw the clip look pretty crazy. Oh, look at this. They've already done the repair. Wow. Race days today. This is Russell Coots, the CEO of SailGP. He's a 5-time America's Cup winner himself and co-founded SailGP with Oracle billionaire Larry Ellison in 2018. This is Sail Grand Prix's 4th season because of a breakthrough in COVID. I managed to catch him in a great mood, but I heard this was not the case later that day when the whole dolphin debacle went down. One thing I haven't mentioned is that behind the scenes, the SailGP social media team were working towards getting me on one of the F50s as the 6th man. Team Canada, led by Kiwi Phil Robertson, were apparently keen to try and make that happen, but the request had to make its way up the ranks all the way to Russell Coots, so it had a long way to go. So I was trying my best not to get too excited at this stage, but it was pretty hard not to when I got the green light to do some safety training, just in case the answer was yes. Apparently I might be going out with Canadian F50. I'm not getting too excited yet. Everyone has to do this training. They're gonna like dunk me underwater and make sure I don't drown, make sure I can swim. But that's just step one. Oh, this is about to actually happen. Sorry for the cliffhanger, guys, but we just had too much incredible footage for one episode.
So many pies.
So if you're new here, hit subscribe and join us next week.
I feel so much pressure right now.
I'm going to have one of the craziest experiences of my life.
I don't even know how to explain that. My heart was just in my throat the whole time. I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. Oh, it's classic. The beautiful Littleton Harbour here in Northtown, Christchurch.
Hey guys, and welcome to the second half of our behind the scenes episode at the Sail GP in Christchurch, New Zealand. Skip back an episode if you missed part one, where I got news that I would possibly be going for a sail with Team Canada on one of the F50 catamarans. They were about to put me through the safety training course, just in case Russell Coots gave the green light for me to be the sixth man of Team Canada. So off I went, and I could barely contain my excitement. Holy,
Is this about to actually happen? Oh, dive set up inside this jacket here. So I'm hot. Dive cylinder. And the rig. Ready to go. Just putting on a dry suit. So we're about to go in the water. It's gonna be some drills apparently.
It's alive!
Not think I would be doing this when I woke up this morning. This is insane.
So when you're on board the F50, you'll be given a helmet and have comms, so you can actually hear all the guys that are talking what's going on.
Yeah.
That's something going to be really useful on the safety side. You'll be able to hear the guys and stuff goes up. You hear the skipper going, okay, hold on, lost foils, whatever.
Yeah.
So we're just simply
Yeah. He's gonna rustle my feathers a little bit.
we've had royalty from multiple countries that have had to do this as well. We've had Robert Patterson do it as well.
There's no getting around it.
Cool.
so I have no idea how I was eligible, a kid from the bush out in Tirrangi, but I wasn't asking any questions. So Sam is legitimately trying to drown me here, to see if I had what it takes to survive a capsize scenario in one of these foiling catamarans. Procedure is to calmly but quickly get breathing on my regulator underwater, then blindly find the snap shackle attached to my legs to untether myself from the boat. You then have to imagine swimming out from underneath one of the trampolines to safety. In reality, this would be absolutely terrifying, and this was barely realistic as to what it would actually be like. But I did get the feeling Sam was enjoying this a little too much.
Caught me off guard. Me and my wetsuit though, don't I? Wetsuit. It's a dry suit. Don't care. It'd be obviously 100 times worse than a real situation. If you're out in any sea or anything like that, getting thrown around, still tethered to the boat, you got to get this undone so that the tether releases. Yeah, crazy. What an epic experience. I can't believe it.
Apparently only about 2 people, including me, get to do this. So to say I felt lucky to be possibly going on an F50 is an extreme understatement.
Yeah, that was wild. He literally tried to drown me. I was grabbing my rig. I'm saying, but so I haven't even met everyone on the boat. We've got 22 patrons coming out with us today. And then I'm going to get picked up from Parlay and they're going to take me onto the Canadian boat. Is this even real life? Is this real? How's it? Flags up. Let's go. Let's find a spot.
Right, this is nuts. We just got to this wall of boats. Everyone's waiting for the race to start. And it's just checker block. We're really tight in here. We're like literally a couple meters from the boat next to us. This is gonna be freaking wild.
It's going to be awesome. It's great to be back here and it's going to be a really cool day.
We're gonna win.
New Zealand, come on, not Canada.
Oh my god.
Ended up in the perfect spot. So, It's all about Patreon. We're pumped to see the Sale GP on the cliff with front row seats right on the sideline. The atmosphere was electric. The excitement was palpable. But all of a sudden, believe it or not, we've got all of these beautiful people on the boat. They're all ready to have a good time. And the day has been cancelled because of dolphins. Pretty disappointing. I'm so gutted for these guys, man. Some of these people are flown. What? Friends flown from Australia to come here today. So, let's go back to these guys. Anyway, we'll make the most of it. Have a big boat party. I guess Dave Dobbin's playing now. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm like really upset for these guys. Okay? Yes, I was upset for my Patreons who had travelled far and wide to be here on this day. But there was also another 20,000 spectators who were equally upset at the cancellation. Let me stick to the facts. Empress dolphins are the smallest and rarest dolphins in the world. Sale GP had agreed to make the safety of the dolphins paramount if they were going to run the event. So when the dolphins cruised through the racecourse and didn't leave, all 3 races that day were cancelled. Russell Coots was apparently ropeable about this, claiming that a dolphin has never been injured by a boat, and we never had an incident in 45 events, and that no other country in the world would have a rule like this. What do you guys think about this cancellation? It ended up costing Sale GP a whopping $2.5 million in ticket refunds that day. But anyway, I was determined to show our patrons a good time, so I sailed straight out onto the Sale GP track and hoisted the spinnaker to sail a leg of the course in front of a few remaining spectators.
When we put that spinnaker up in the boat, it's fantastic.
Spinnaker up at the end of the day, eh? We got a dolphin and slot. This is what we should have seen today.
We were doing a whopping 5 minutes and far from foiling. But we remained the one and only catamaran to sail over the finish line that day at Sale GP in Christchurch.
And over. Get what we're doing.
It's going to be busy. Tracing. Yeah, in New Zealand.
So it was the second and final day of Sale GP Christchurch, and with the cancellation of the day's races yesterday, I thought my dreams of getting on an F50 were shattered. But I got news that they may still be able to get me on board with Team Canada, who was skippered by legendary Kiwi sailor Bill Robertson.
What are you up to now? We go after race. What's the
Yeah, trying to get my Dobian taken chat back.
How many copies you up to?
2 days now. Yeah. Now look, it's pretty chill. We had a little briefing, talk about today, what's coming with our coach actually sits in London. So he's in London real time, talking to us on the boat. He's got all the screens, all the data, everything, which I think is about a 0.1 or 0.2 of a second delay from here to London and back to us. So it's quite incredible.
How bad are you going to be beating Simon there?
It'll be nice to beat Kiwis at the office.
Even though you're a Kiwi.
Even though I'm a Kiwi, very nice.
As a Kiwi, racing Canada, yeah, where's your hard life?
Oh, Canada. With my team. So, yeah. Yeah, now look, it's it's very I guess it's a professional sport, so you are what the team is, and I'm myself in many different countries, and Canada's my team at the moment.
Well, there's a small chance that I get to go out and today, my finger crossed. Good chat with you, man. Yeah, there.
We do.
How is this happening? How? Because Phil likes you?
It's me. Like, how is this happening?
We weren't even coming here 4 days ago. Now we're here, calling again. Go out on one of these boats. It's insane.
Cross. You're mind blowing. So these boats get flown to the place where the event is, and even the sailors aren't allowed to go on these boats except for practice and race days. So that's how good these guys are. They just jump on these things and then just start sailing. It's absolutely mind blowing how good these guys are. So for me to even get a chance at getting onto this boat is mind blowing. Like only actual celebrities can do this kind of stuff. So
just be unreal for that to happen. But see who else we could play. Yeah, man. Keep feeling, bro. Yeah. Oh, bro, any dolphins out there or? Big cough. Can you do it for us? Can you do it? He's so good at that. Yeah.
What did you do? You found the jet?
Yeah, we did Mexico and New Zealand last year. So here I was, just casually having a chat with one of the best sailors in the world. If we are talking multiple world championship, Volvo ocean racing, America's Cup winning, Olympic gold medalist Pete Burley. And what's more, he had somehow heard of Parlay Revival. I was well and truly hoping they would win this tournament today in front of their home crowds. Good luck out there, bro. Let's best tonight.
Was that you guys that went past?
Yeah.
Before I recognise the boat, I followed the channel a little bit. Yeah, we got two young boys, 5 and 3.
Yeah.
And yeah, my wife and I have got stream of yeah. This is amazing, and it's always like my wife wants to like. It maybe still be useful if this is go to the right place.
Yeah.
Like a great way to explore the world and actually live life rather than just doing the same.
Yeah. Cheers, man. I see anchor come there.
Yeah, hopefully.
Good luck with her.
It's somewhere a lot warmer than where we are.
Yeah, this is
you go swimming.
this is hard here, man.
Yeah.
Been in the tropics for 6 years. Come down.
Are you going to do the full island?
Yeah, we're trying to do the whole country. Yeah. So we're struggling to get around.
Welcome to the Southern Ocean.
It's wild. And before I would even have time to get back to my boat, I got the call. I was going to suit up with Team Canada and get out on the course with them. Are you kidding me? I'm number one in the door. If I'm not the one, then I'll go to war. See the competition that we're running through.
Yeah. Oh, really? It's great. Carbon picture. No. Fish the boy. Ready to get so I'm going right now.
Chris CCAQ and myself. The Canadian boys are getting ready in their gear. I can't believe this, man.
Excited, ready.
Let's go.
There we go.
It's pretty hard. It's the champion now. Too many pies.
Too many bites, too many beers. Okay, so we'll get
So bye.
Yeah, I think we are learning a lot and we are ramping us to one week and it's something we are very proud of.
I found it very it's in. So we're going to be running back and forth. Yeah, I'm going to be every hand behind Phil. Yeah, basically follow it. Yeah. So I'll go first. Yeah. We can do is move. I kind of hold it straight and Phil. Phil will run over. Take the flight controller. Roll. If you fly the boat. Yeah. Follow the recross. Billy will fly the controller. Will be the last guy across. Who's on the power? We run. You reach back. Yeah. As you run across, most people and walk the dog. And then to open. Yeah. Keep out of the way. So middle of on the news. Swaying the boat to accelerate. Use it to pull over the back. So just if anything, just run a race forwards. Yeah. And you can use the tether to stop yourself from lean on that. But nothing stop them forward backwards. Don't run into the leg. You go off a clear bit and the intro. So that would be annoying. Fix it. You know, I've got so much pressure on it. Don't worry, Colin. You keep comfortable getting us out. This is double. I don't know. Double point being uploaded for outside. That was good at the moment when they come. I don't know what to do for this coming off. Yeah. I'll point to the speedo so you keep an eye on true angles. Yeah. Low speed, you can put on now. Yeah. Quite out. That'll be some targets. So it's tennis right now. We should be doing 50 up to right. Yeah. I'm going for now. That's what I need 24. And then that gives us a few seconds. So the moment we'll do 2 seconds. Yeah. Then we can these bars
saying we're good on target.
You trying to be able to get something on set?
Yeah. For example, if you reach, so I mean, come up,
Yeah.
round up upgrades, you're using that speed to take the height.
Yeah.
If you jump on 30%, and then slowly come down to 80%. It needs to about these 50s, you get too fast.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we're not going.
Like, just so overwhelmed with excitement. I don't think I've ever been as excited about cricket live.
And what's your top speed ever?
On Salvo,
Cool, man, both
18. Woo! Wow.
You're part of the team now, Colin.
It's official. We got Christchurch's environment today. Blue sky, a bit of cloud, and wind is pumping down the channel. Just fighting in my wetsuit, in my dry suit, and building up the smell inside.
Just experience the sail.
So we got towed off the mooring, and then we sailed slowly out onto the core, where Phil Robertson casually turned around and said, "Hang on tight." And with a little flip of his wrist, he leapt up on the foils, and we were off.
And it's training for war, every submission, every action mission, every enemy listening, tell my bad intention, lay it right up. I tell you to reason my the story to trust. Stop what they wanted to stop. You know that you know. My whole team do the same. Those who've been put on created the game. Ready for war with war been paid. The trenches with something for me.
You're gonna have to explain that. My heart was in my throat the whole time. Those turns, holy shit. That first one. Never forget that for the rest of my life. Oh! Classic. Good luck, bro. Kill it out there, man. Thank you, boys. I wouldn't ever have been off, like, even seen it in with my own eyes, going on a boat. Like, yeah, now. Unbelievable. Oh my god. Coolest thing I've ever done in my life. Ever done. Like tracking and driving and throwing around. The G4, like my legs are still shaking. It's like you're just so tensed up the whole time. Well, I was. They wouldn't even tell me when to go. Everyone runs. I'm like, do I go down? Like I have no idea what to do. And he just looks back and he goes, come. I'm like, fuck. Had the headset on, so I could hear them. Not only the chats within the team, but like the whole race committee. And Nathan Outeridge came on, and he was having trouble getting off his mooring, and some of the other boats were already like starting to practice. He came on the radio and said, "Can everyone please stop sailing? We haven't got off. The Swiss team hasn't even got off the mooring yet." Yeah, you guys will be able. And there was like a discussion in the Canadian team that was like taking the piss out of him, saying he's always whinging and stuff. That's a good whinger. And then the race committee did say, "Okay, everyone stop racing." And we were waiting for Switzerland to get their shit together. But yeah, the behind the scenes chat of the team is just hilarious. We just like a group of mates, you know? Funny. So as you heard Paul say, there were dolphins just 400 meters off the course. So there was a good chance that some races would be called off. So I rushed back to Carlo to try to get a front row spot in the spectator boat area before that happened.
Racing today, we're racing differently. Not well, pretty good at every can helps.
This was a brutal blow for the Australian team. They were approaching the boundary but heading straight towards Team Canada, the boat that I was just on, and instead of smashing into them, Tom Slingsby made a split-second decision to avoid collision with them, which would almost definitely have injured one of the Team Canada athletes, but instead he smashed straight into a course mine, causing major damage to the boat, forcing them to pull out of the event. The Aussies were top of the leaderboard for the season at this point. So then having to withdraw from the event and also being penalised for their reckless manoeuvre meant the number one spot was up for grabs.
I think the main thing is that nobody's hurt. Yeah, it sucks with the penalty points, and we don't necessarily agree with it, but it is what it is. Canada, France, and New Zealand. This is it. This is what it comes down to.
The way that SailGP is structured means that the top 3 point scorers from the event fleet races go into a final race, and that was to be New Zealand, France, and Canada. It was an absolutely gripping fight, with all 3 teams giving it everything they had. And almost as if it were too good to be true, Team New Zealand, the Black Boys, won the whole event in front of their home crowd to also become top of the leaderboard for the whole season. We quickly anchored parlay and ran over to the Platinum Lawn because we didn't want to miss witnessing Team New Zealand on stage as the hometown hero.
So top speed was 18 knots, so we thought we'd gone
That's what we did today.
No, I did about
What we have.
So what I know. So yeah, first start, they're kind of starting on starboard, we're kind of coming in some regular for the Americans. Yeah. The Danish crane didn't see us, and they came in, and I was got sandwiched between the Americans and the Danish.
Yeah.
So this is actually the Danish guys, the top of Danish get there. And then the Australians are like, basically came Annie in my head, we were like on the new side, Annie ducked, and I left me as the Australian power just rushed through us. They basically decided not to get us and over one of the boys. The boy was total void. Yeah. In the first 2 minutes of racing today, we had 3 massive teams. That's wicked.
That's the captain of the Spanish team closing down the road. I love it. I love it.
So you're gonna watch the whole boat down?
It was good to see Colin working on it, but I watched his YouTube channel.
We don't know putting on the video. Really?
I'm pretty thinking you know. You can't really find us as camaraderie aspect of that. I feel honored to be a part of this. Everyone's so man, what unbelievable day. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh. It was touch and go there in the 3rd race.
Yeah, it made it hard for us. Well, we got an okay start, but we need to beat them from us.
We had to beat Canada.
Canada, Spain, and France. Just one of them, and we managed to get at the end. Yeah.
Good crowd, man. She's like, holy shit.
Good.
Oh, I was just telling this guy about like hands are still shaking. Like, yeah, it goes up this for a ride. Got the G-force on the short down.
Moves around, mate. Put that in the orbit.
Takes 15 minutes to go from that to that.
So we had the absolute honour of hanging out with the Kiwi team as they put the boat to sleep until the next SailGP event.
Yeah.
What we witnessed from this New Zealand team was a group of equals, all working late into the night to get the job done. I feel that this contributes to their success Will they know that every single one of them is just as important as the person sitting next to them, and the team cannot function with a missing link? They even included us in their team speeches, but we turned the cameras off while they did their Maori ritual before sharing a meal together. I would have to say that it had been one of the most memorable weekends of my life. From getting to sail on an F-50 to hanging out with literally the best sailors on this planet, who are still at the top of the championship leaderboard as we speak. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you're new here, and we'll see you next Sunday. Stop everybody, we are here in Littleton. So we're going to try to get down to Stewart Island. It's been so hard trying to manage the weather. So one day it's northerly, next day it's southerly. We have two big hot cities from here to Dunedin, and then from Dunedin to Stewart Island. And then we can think about going up into Fjordman, which is like Milky Sound and Doubtful Sound and those diving spots. But we had an amazing time. If you didn't catch last episode, we were at SailGP. I actually got to go on the team cannabis break and was boiling in 46 minutes. It was one of the craziest things I've ever done. But yeah, that was epic. And then Jet Junkies from the stairs. Find ourselves with jet skis. We did a tour of the bay, jet skis. That was epic. He hand delivered two surfboards down here from Wellington, the most beautiful surfboards ever. Morning, guys. Here in Christchurch, I've just picked up Danny from the airport. He's straight from Wellington, and he has built a couple of boards here in Brick. But managed to make this a complete surprise for Brick. My God. Look at that. We've got Steve Gooney here for some action. Colour, isn't it? Beautiful, isn't it? Nice detail. Alright, we'll leave this in the car. And we'll do Brick's board. Yeah, the fabric in my arms. Are you kidding? Good job. Great thing, dude. Get Colin. Like it? There you go. Oh, it's so beautiful. If you want to support the little guys, he's just a one-man band. He's thinking about expanding to something bigger, but the price of materials is just outrageous at the moment. So, you know, small shapers like him are kind of struggling to make ends meet. So, order of boards really won't be disappointed. Last week we got a delivery from ICTech with 3 new chili bins. These are absolute game changers. We've got 2 big ones on the bow that are just going to store all of our diving and free diving stuff up there. And we've got this guy right here. These are the best chili bins we can get in New Zealand apparently. So let's go and get these. Check this out. Sorry, loaded up. It's just been under a week. Steve, who owns the Russian Ruins right there in Littleton. Yeah, this is huge for a whole week. So we'll be exploring, running errands. Thank you, Steve. I know you're watching. We've also got 2 crew members joining us. One's Joel. Yes, that's your room, bro. He's not out from up in Auckland. Came to Tahiti, hung out in Auckland. We're just mates with him now, so he's gone down for a couple of weeks, for as long as his wife lets him. Couldn't get back there. I'm obsessed. No, I love it. Absolutely love it. Any chance I can get to jump on the boat over here. And Georgie, welcome aboard. She's one of our patrons as well. She's got a really cool story about climbing a catamaran and planning to sail up to the islands in a couple of years.
It's pretty incredible. There's not that many people that go south that circumnavigate all the way around Stewart Island and Fiordland. It's something I would love to do one day on our boat, but to be able to jump on as a passenger and sort of get a taste of it and see what the conditions are like, especially this time of year. So it's pretty incredible. Really lucky to be here.
To have them both for a crew of 7. Crew of 7 now. Alright, let's go. We're gonna go lead in first. It's gonna get colder and colder as we go. We're gonna be the furthest south Parley has ever been. We're gonna be the furthest south a lot of boats have ever been. South of Stewart Island, there's a couple of islands south of there, but you're basically heading straight towards Antarctica. So that's where we're going. So pretty challenging stuff. This has been way harder sailing around here than anywhere else in the world that we've been. So trying it done. Very excited, but not that excited for the cold or the great white sharks. Excited for the fishing. The fishing is meant to be unreal down around Stewart Island. One of our patrons is down at Stewart Island where we're going. He just sent me a video yesterday of a great white chomping on his outboard end from his tender. So that's where we're going.
What?
Christchurch has been stunning. Well, Littleton, anyway. This is a old volcano crater right here. That's what this whole day is. So what we're seeing, all these mountains surrounding us, is the walls of the crater. So cool.
Oh, man, just the tech. I think I'll move to 2 pairs of socks when we get down there.
No, I was 3 of them sitting up there freezing their ass. Anyway, we're down here, editing away. So as we were leaving Christchurch, we were met by some Hector's dolphins who were actually responsible for the cancellation of the first day of the Sail Grand Prix, which caused very mixed reactions amongst the community and Littles. Our first and only stop on the way to Dunedin was to be Akaroa, which was New Zealand's one and only French settlement from the 1840s, which still has influence on the culture there today. Our overnight passage was as smooth as it gets, so we were off to a great start. Beautiful, it was dead flat last night. Definitely wouldn't always be like that.
Maybe.
Oh, very cold, but very cool. There's Akaroa. This place looks stunning. Nice little stop that we hit off tonight. Probably a beautiful house on the hill.
I know they sell the best fudge New Zealand sold in a little shop.
Joel's just been teasing us the whole entire time about food and fudge and hot chips.
So, this is what's been happening. You remember that 30-day challenge that we did? Well, Ollie and Tori left, so it's now down to the 4 of us. But the Sail GP week that we had was an absolute write-off. We were eating pizzas and burgers But so what we've ended up doing after the whole Sail GP thing is the 4 of us have gone on a fast. So for me and Britt, this is our 4th day without eating a single thing except lemon and water and the odd herbal tea. This is Katie's 6th day. It's Davey's 3rd day with no food, nothing. If you guys want to do the research on it, I'm convinced about there being so many health benefits of doing something like this. But yeah, do your own homework. It's not for everybody. But I feel incredible. I feel my mind feels clear. I feel like I have energy all throughout the day. I'm having trouble sleeping. It's the only thing that wasn't the same as last time.
And there's definitely times where I feel, pretty weak. Like my strength is definitely not there. But overall, I feel amazing.
It's on day 3. I haven't gone as long as these were. But today I feel that I really need something to eat.
I feel good, but like you said, a little bit weak. Like even just brushing your hair, I get easily exhausted. bending down and coming back up, I feel super lightheaded. So I think it's just fasting just affects everyone differently, but I'm glad I tried it, and it just proves to you the power of your mind over matter and how that can kind of control your whole world around.
And so it's also the end of our 30-day challenge, which we all put in 20 bucks. We had 4 prizes. So we'll just go ahead and do the highest weight loss one. Where is this one? Why? Because I'm cold. How's the sick pack? No, she's so busy. Six. 5. Yeah.
Right.
5. 6 points. That is honestly purely from the start. We were not taking this market challenge very seriously.
Which is 5.3 is yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I got another. Oh. So I get 2 and you get 2.
What do we get for the tie break?
Oh.
Tie break, winner takes all.
What's that song? And so after days and days of eating absolutely nothing, it's important to break a fast with something light and healthy. But the problem with that is that veggie soup was the last thing I was craving. So yeah, I was excited. This is clearly not a paid promotion. And in fact, I've never even done a paid promotion. But I'm more than happy to promote a healthy lifestyle. So if you're curious, just Google the benefits of intermittent and prolonged fasting and see if it's something you're interested in or not. I personally don't fast to lose weight, but that definitely is one of the many benefits involved. But do your own research if you're curious.
Yeah. Is it actually good? It's actually really good.
So we ended up going for a walk around town that afternoon and went out for another soup for dinner that night. I left bright and early the next morning to take advantage of some beautiful downwind conditions that were not going to be hanging around for long. Man, it does not get much better than this. We've got this nice gentle breeze behind us. We've chosen to just put the code B up alone and we're cruising at 5 knots, heading down to the near. But what's going to happen tonight is this nice gentle breeze is going to turn into 20 knot gusts later on throughout the night. So we're enjoying this while it lasts. Let's cooking some kingfish that we had previously caught. Everyone's just enjoying a bit of champagne sailing. The girls are upstairs, they're listening to music, they're on watch together, and I just turned the autopilot 30 degrees. They needed that way. It's been what? A couple of minutes. Yeah. They haven't noticed. The winds picked up to almost 30 knots that night, which meant we were absolutely flying towards the needle. We actually dropped the mainsail altogether to slow down so that we couldn't arrive at dark, which worked out perfectly as we approached the channel to Dunedin right at sunrise. But we got a little worried when the boat came racing out of the harbour straight towards it. We're out here for the channel to Dunedin. Luckily, the fisherman was just a follower and wanted to escort us into the harbour. It was super cool.
I was like, yeah, it was stuffed up. I need it.
Oh, fitting that in for you back on.
Oh, no.
I reckon I could drink it.
I know.
Thanks, Polly. Staying here so long, I thought, why not? Bring you right now. That's too cold. I love that, man.
It's sweating.
Yeah, it's a big going on here.
It's on the autopilot. Why are you on
Got people waving us on the shore.
So cool. We're going to get some fuel here at the marina because after this, we can get around to Stewart Island and Milford Sound and all these really remote places. It might be a bit hard to get fuel. So this is the last diesel stop. I want to have full tanks. But it's so cold now that I don't really want the tanks to be low because you get condensation on the inside of the tank and then that runs down and then you get water in your fuel and you get microorganisms in your fuel contaminated. So I'm going to try and keep these things suppressed. But we've had to motor so much lately because it seems like it's either too much wind or not enough wind around here. Yeah, it's some fuel, probably about 400 litres. So even though I'm from New Zealand, this was only my second time ever to be this far south. And it seems like the further south you go, the friendlier everyone gets. Dunedin was no exception, as a few people had seen my social media posts and had come down to help us out at the fuel dock.
Success. The locals are so friendly. The Otago Times came down, the newspaper.
So cool.
We were heading down towards the Otago Yacht Club, but I had about 15 knots on the beam and had never even seen the entrance to the marina before. In a moment of stupidity, I decided to just shoot through the breakwater gap without knowing what was on the other side, and I immediately regretted my decision.
Okay, so that was 7 feet. Hands are shaking a bit. I just went to have a look at it, and I wasn't going to do it. And then I could see my angle was going to work, so I just gunned it, literally at a meter each side on those rock walls. Oh, so stupid sometimes.
That was sketchy.
Hi there.
Hey, I'm from the local newspaper, the Otago Daily Times.
It was nice to chat to the Otago Daily Times about all of our adventures. But more importantly, I wanted to try and encourage others to do the same, if that's what their hearts desire. If we can get Kiwi kids to see the world, see sailing the world as an option to travel, yeah, it's about spreading the word of God, making the most of life, it's for sure.
So what about patron Dan giving us a Hilux for the weekend? Everyone in Dunedin has been so generous. The guy just came around and gave us some venison sausages. Another guy yesterday bought some white bacon fritters. We've had quite a few visitors, and the dock's just sort of in a public place here. So I'm gonna do a little bit of exploring, not anything long.
The first place we went to was Tunnel Beach, which was a bit of a hike, but was so worth it.
Just land on the shopping box and put on handle. It's like soft sandy. It's so sketchy. We're on this massive sand. What is this? Sand, right? Sandstone foot. Must be 100 meters high. At least the rugby field. Wow.
Tunnel Beach, some of the crew went to Baldwin Street, which has the Guinness World Record for being the steepest street in the world.
A massive tour bus of about 50 people, so we gotta get up this hill before they all do too.
very thick. I don't know how they handle this in winter when it gets really cold and icy here. Having to do a hill start? No, yep. Tippy toe technique. Yeah. Really good for the calf muscles. This is crazy. It's beautiful though. Already there's the view. It's so hot right up, isn't it? Why is it not off? The jump's off. The legs are wet and sweaty. That's pretty cool. Really cool. So we all just made it to the top of Baldwin Street, and at the very top, we met a world record holder. And what do you hold the world record for?
Most times in the run up there, so over the time that you do. I haven't run it for probably 13 years because I'm on the list to have a knee replacement. But yeah, I do 30 up and 30 down and go and just run.
We just looked him up. Dave is the undisputed king of Baldwin Street. So how lucky are we that we got to meet you?
Not at all.
So they make a made on the bed. That's been a real slow down meeting today. And probably Google makes the front page.
This is these most papers I've ever sold in Dunedin. They're like throwing them out the windows. Okay. Alright, nice to meet you, man. Happy second one. From some BGs and stuff. You guys are down.
So we're having a picture of me up tonight, and I think the people from Dunedin are the nicest people I've ever met in my life. I just blown away. I was so jealous. Silver experienced. One by one, our patrons started turning up, and we even had patrons turn up from previous meetups, like John from Wellington. We try to do a meetup in every major city we go to, because it's so nice to see the faces behind the names that we regularly see in our group chats and comments. And we all just end up having such a nice time with like-minded people.
Real life.
This meetup was a potluck dinner, so of course the Dunedin locals brought more food than we could have imagined. Our patrons always thank us so much for hosting these meetups, but I honestly feel like it's us who need to say thanks, because we genuinely wouldn't be able to put so much time into this production without the support of our patrons.
We put 40, 50 hours a week into this, and it's only possible because of our patrons. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. We have cleared the schedule tomorrow morning, and we're fully expecting to have some pretty mad hangovers. So if someone wants tonight,
And that we did. Which made things a little hard when one of our patrons, Adrian, invited us to try our hands at aluminium welding the next morning.
that's what you're going to try and get to. Well, and hopefully you can do a bit. So the idea is to explain to you what. Biggest bit on the thank people making die out, one looking. Well. See how black it is? And you're going to make sure with aluminium it's so important that your nozzle is going where you want it to go. No way your gas is covering the area.
Here we go.
It's not going to be like going my car around the head. So, how that I mean, look at this.
Oh, shit.
Looks like we've done.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Free Friday.
God, this circle, you need to bring my way too long. So it's good word. And all working. Alan pretty. So
quite all everything. Seeing them on the track, that's just the finding one molecule actually. So every day home. They're out there, but you guys, yeah, good sign. Alan's Beach, go check it out. A quick walk to the beach revealed pretty average surface, but absolutely stunning scenery. There were even a couple of seals hanging out on the beach. Because we had driven all the way out there, we decided to go for a surf dance. Even though the surf was pretty average day, it's always just nice to be in the ocean. If you had friends with words, any better way to exercise. Our friend Casey Evans, so he's only ever heard two people ever getting bit by a seal. One is the guy that he surfed with today. The other one is him.
Like, sort of grabs at the hole. It's like, feel the sharp teeth. Not like, shark bite, but it's like straight through you. That's how? Yeah, little skid marks.
Well, Taylor almost soiled himself that day. But join us next week as we all almost do the same.
They look so scary.
Great white shark bites the back of the boat and it's stupid like
No, camera. Oh my god.
Colin!
Family again. I can't believe I actually came in here, especially in the conditions that I've had. It's blowing about 12 knots on the beam again today. So I just want to have a better look at what I'm actually dealing with. These two triangles, one at the end of this red pillar here, one in the bushes. If you line those up, that's the center of the channel going out. It's 10 meters wide and parlay is 8 meters wide. About up. Yeah, 10 knot breeze on the side of the boat. Pushing this way. Alright, let's go. This is calm.
What did I tell you? His parents, my parents are like this parents, so little family reunion down here.
So we're gonna have you on the help.
Oh, one. You go outside of this little cafe. I'm fine. So, Michael Star. Say what up, YouTube?
What up?
So the issue with coming in and out of the yacht club was that the prevailing winds mean that there was usually a solid breeze on the beam on the side of the boat. At low tide, there was also only 2 foot of water, so we made sure that you was at high tide. If you go too slow, the wind will blow you onto the leeward breakwater. If you go too fast, hit something, you're in a world of trouble. So I tried to find a happy medium. Yeah, oh shit. And just like that, we were through. If you come into the news, I recommend contacting the yacht club down here because you're in town. Such a better spot. If you're out here at Carey's Bay, it's about a 2-hour sail or a this up on the spot. 84% of statistics are made up at the spot. That's a 43-minute drive. You did see today.
Got one matches in
I'm checking me out.
there.
I'm probably to sleep.
You think so? Right.
Watch them tap straight away, bro.
The both taps stop.
Second leads go hard.
You gonna? You going yet?
Yeah.
We anchored at Aramoana Bay, the entrance to the Dunedin Channel, and said goodbye to our friends before leaving right before dark. This was just to wait for the southerly winds to swing to the north so we could sail down to Stewart Island. Hey guys, so it's just gone past